Listen, I need to tell you something that might completely change what you're putting in your baby's mouth. And if some of these popular healthy baby foods are in your pantry right now, I need you to hear this, because what seems innocent or even beneficial could actually be harming your baby's brain development, gut health, taste preferences, and future relationship with food. In this video, we're going to uncover 7 supposedly healthy baby foods that are backed by science and pediatric nutrition principles. Foods that could be quietly sabotaging your baby's development in ways you never imagined. And here's the thing, these aren't obviously bad foods. They're marketed as nutritious. They're recommended by other parents. They're sitting on store shelves with cute packaging and health claims. But when you look at what's actually in them and what the research says, the picture is very different. If you're a new parent, first-time mom, or simply trying to feed your baby the right way, you need to watch this before you feed another bite. We'll learn the hidden baby food mistakes parents don't know they're making, why certain processed baby foods slow brain and gut development, how your initial baby food choices shape lifelong eating habits, what pediatricians and nutritionists actually recommend versus what companies market, real food swaps that boost brain development instead of harming it, and how to read baby food labels to avoid the worst offenders. But before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now because we're covering critical nutrition information every parent needs to know, and I don't want you to miss any of it. So let's start with the first surprisingly harmful baby food, and this one is going to shock a lot of you: rice cereal. Yes, that white rice cereal that's been recommended as a first food for decades, that your pediatrician might have even suggested, that's sitting in millions of pantries right now. It's actually one of the worst things you can give your baby. Here's why. Rice naturally accumulates arsenic from soil and water, and baby rice cereal has been found to contain concerning levels of inorganic arsenic, the toxic kind that's linked to developmental delays, lower IQ, and increased cancer risk. The FDA has even set limits on arsenic in baby rice cereal because the levels were so alarming. But it's not just the arsenic. Rice cereal is also nutritionally empty. It's essentially refined white rice that's been ground into powder. Yes, it's often fortified with iron, but that iron is poorly absorbed compared to iron from real food sources. And it's introducing your baby to processed, bland, nutrient-poor food as their very first eating experience, which sets up taste preferences for processed foods rather than whole foods. The research is clear. Babies don't need rice cereal as a first food. In fact, they're better off without it. So what should you give instead? Iron-rich whole foods like pureed meats, mashed avocado with iron-fortified infant cereal made from oats or quinoa, or well-cooked and mashed beans. These provide bioavailable iron plus protein, healthy fats, and a variety of flavors that help develop adventurous eaters. The second harmful baby food is one that seems so healthy on the surface: fruit pouches. These squeezable pouches filled with pureed fruits and vegetables have completely taken over the baby food market. They're convenient, they're portable. Parents love them. But here's what the research shows. They're actually terrible for your baby's development in multiple ways. First, the texture issue. Babies need to learn to chew, to experience different textures, to develop their oral motor skills. When they're constantly sucking puree from a pouch, they're missing critical developmental windows for learning to manage solid foods. Studies show that babies who rely heavily on pouches have more difficulty transitioning to table foods and are more likely to be picky eaters later. Second, the sugar problem. Even pouches that contain only fruit have concentrated fruit sugars because multiple fruits are pureed together. A single pouch might contain the sugar equivalent of 2 or 3 whole fruits, delivered in a form that bathes their developing teeth in sugar. Pediatric dentists are seeing unprecedented levels of tooth decay in toddlers, and these pouches are a major culprit. Third, the lack of sensory experience. When babies eat real food, they see it, smell it, touch it, experience different temperatures and textures. This multisensory experience is crucial for developing healthy relationships with food and learning hunger and fullness cues. Pouches bypass all of that. The child is just sucking sweet liquid, often while distracted, not learning anything about actual food. And finally, the taste preference issue. Pouches are almost always sweet. Even the ones with vegetables are sweetened with apple or pear to make them palatable. This teaches babies that food should always be sweet, which makes them more resistant to bitter or savory flavors like leafy greens or proteins. So what should you do instead? Give your baby real food. Steam and mash sweet potato. Offer ripe avocado. Roast vegetables until soft. Let them experience actual food textures, even if it's messy. Save pouches for true emergencies only, not as a daily staple. The third harmful baby food is one that's marketed as brain-boosting and healthy, flavored baby yogurts. Walk down any baby food aisle, and you'll see countless yogurt options: strawberry banana, blueberry, peach, all with cute packaging and claims about probiotics and calcium. But here's the problem. Most of these yogurts contain shocking amounts of added sugar. Some brands have more sugar per ounce than soda. And we're giving this to babies whose taste preferences are being formed, teaching them that yogurt should be candy sweet. The research on early sugar exposure is disturbing. Studies show that babies and toddlers who consume high amounts of added sugar show changes in brain reward pathways similar to addiction patterns. They develop stronger preferences for sweet foods. They're more likely to reject vegetables and proteins, and they're at higher risk for obesity and metabolic issues later in life. Here's what makes this particularly insidious. Parents think they're giving something healthy. Yogurt has this health halo: probiotics, calcium, protein, so parents feel good about offering it. But when that yogurt contains 4 or 5 teaspoons of added sugar, you're essentially giving your baby dessert while thinking it's nutrition. The solution is simple. Buy plain, whole milk yogurt and flavor it yourself if needed. Add a small amount of mashed banana or berries. Or better yet, let your baby learn to enjoy the natural tang of plain yogurt. Their palate isn't conditioned to expect sweetness yet. Don't train it that way. And please, check the ingredient list. If you see sugar, cane juice, fruit juice concentrate, or any other sweetener listed, put it back on the shelf. Your baby doesn't need it, and it's actively harming their development. The fourth harmful baby food is something that might be in your pantry right now: processed snack puffs and baby crackers. These are marketed as perfect first finger foods. They dissolve easily, babies love them. They seem harmless, but let me tell you what's really happening when you give your baby these products. First, they're nutritionally void. Look at the ingredient list on most baby puffs and crackers: rice flour, cornstarch, maybe some vegetable powder for color. That's it. They provide virtually no nutrition, minimal protein, minimal healthy fats, minimal vitamins or minerals. They're filler food that takes up space in your baby's tiny stomach that should be filled with nutrient-dense, real food. But here's what's worse. They're teaching your baby that food comes in crunchy, salty, uniform shapes. They're creating a preference for processed textures and flavors over whole foods. Studies show that babies who are given lots of processed snacks are more likely to reject vegetables, fruits, and proteins because those foods don't have that familiar processed taste and texture. There's also the issue of sodium. Many baby crackers and puffs contain added salt, even though babies under 1 year don't need any added sodium in their diet. Their kidneys are still developing, and excess sodium puts unnecessary strain on them. Plus, early exposure to salty foods creates a preference for salt that persists into childhood and adulthood, increasing risk for high blood pressure and cardiovascular issues later. And let's talk about what you're missing when you rely on these convenient snacks. Real finger foods for babies: soft cooked vegetables, pieces of ripe fruit, shredded chicken, strips of cheese provide actual nutrition, plus the sensory experience of learning about different foods. Your baby learns that carrots are orange and crunchy, that chicken has a savory taste and stringy texture, that cheese is soft and creamy. So what should you offer instead? Real food cut into age-appropriate pieces: steamed broccoli florets, banana slices, strips of toast with mashed avocado, small pieces of soft-cooked pasta, shredded meat, chunks of soft cheese. Yes, it requires more preparation than opening a container of puffs, but you're building your child's palate and giving them actual nutrition. The fifth harmful baby food is one that parents often don't even realize is problematic. Juice for babies, even the ones marketed specifically for infants. The American Academy of Pediatrics is crystal clear on this. Babies under 1 year should have zero juice. Not a little bit, not diluted, not organic, not all natural, none. Here's why juice is so harmful. First, it's essentially sugar water with some vitamins. When you juice a fruit, you remove all the fiber, which is what slows sugar absorption and provides digestive benefits. What's left is fruit sugar in liquid form that spikes blood sugar, provides empty calories, and offers minimal nutritional benefit compared to whole fruit. Second, juice fills babies up without providing the nutrition they need. Babies have tiny stomachs and high nutritional needs. Every ounce they drink should be breast milk or formula, which provides complete nutrition. When you give juice, you're displacing those critical nutrients with sugar water. Third, juice is terrible for developing teeth. Liquid sugar coats teeth and creates the perfect environment for bacteria that cause decay. Pediatric dentists call juice cavity juice because of how strongly it's linked to early childhood tooth decay, especially when babies drink it from bottles or sippy cups throughout the day. Fourth, juice trains babies to prefer sweet drinks over water. Once they've tasted juice, plain water seems boring. This sets up a lifelong pattern of drinking sweetened beverages instead of water, which is strongly linked to obesity, diabetes, and other metabolic issues. And here's something most parents don't know. Even 100% fruit juice with no added sugar is problematic. Yes, it's natural sugar, but your baby's body processes it the same way as added sugar when it's in juice form without the fiber. Natural doesn't mean healthy, especially for babies. The solution? Give whole fruit instead. A baby can suck on a slice of orange, gum on pieces of soft melon, or eat mashed berries. They get fiber, vitamins, and the sensory experience of eating real food without the blood sugar spike and tooth decay of juice. The sixth harmful baby food is going to surprise a lot of you because it's often recommended by well-meaning relatives and even some healthcare providers. Low-fat or fat-free dairy products for babies and toddlers. This includes skim milk, low-fat yogurt, reduced-fat cheese, anything where the fat has been removed or reduced. Here's what you need to understand. Babies need fat, not just a little bit. They need significant amounts of healthy fat for proper brain development. Your baby's brain is 60% fat, and during the first 2 years of life, the brain is growing at its fastest rate ever. Fat provides the building blocks for myelin, the protective coating around nerve fibers that allows signals to travel efficiently through the brain. When you give your baby low-fat dairy products, you're depriving them of this critical nutrient during the most important developmental window. Studies show that babies and toddlers who consume adequate healthy fats, including from full-fat dairy, show better cognitive development, better language skills, and better overall brain function compared to those given low-fat alternatives. But there's another problem with low-fat dairy. When fat is removed, products often taste worse, so manufacturers frequently add sugar to compensate. Check the label on low-fat yogurt versus full-fat yogurt. The low-fat version often has more sugar, so you're removing the beneficial fat and replacing it with harmful added sugar. That's the worst possible swap for a developing baby. There's also the satiety issue. Fat helps babies feel full and satisfied. When you give low-fat products, they're hungry again sooner, which can lead to overeating and poor hunger regulation. Full-fat dairy helps babies learn to recognize fullness cues and develop healthy eating patterns. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends whole milk and full-fat dairy for children under 2 for exactly these reasons. Yet somehow, the low-fat messaging that's appropriate for adults with cardiovascular concerns has trickled down to baby products where it's actually harmful. So the fix here is simple. Always choose whole milk, full-fat yogurt, and full-fat cheese for your baby and toddler. Don't worry about the fat content. Their bodies need it. After age 2, you can transition to reduced-fat dairy if your pediatrician recommends it. But before that critical window closes, give them the fat their developing brains desperately need. The seventh and final harmful baby food is perhaps the most concerning because parents often have no idea they're even giving it. Baby foods with hidden heavy metals. Recent studies by the FDA and independent consumer groups have found that many commercial baby foods contain concerning levels of arsenic, lead, cadmium, and mercury, toxic heavy metals that can harm brain development even at low levels. This isn't just rice cereal we talked about earlier. Testing has found heavy metals in sweet potato purees, in teething biscuits, in fruit pouches, in infant formulas, in organic baby foods, across the board, regardless of price point or marketing claims. Some of the most expensive, premium organic brands had the highest levels. Here's why this is so dangerous. Babies' brains are rapidly developing and uniquely vulnerable to neurotoxins. Heavy metal exposure during this critical window has been linked to lower IQ, learning disabilities, behavioral problems, and developmental delays. And the effects are often permanent. You can't undo the damage once it's done. The most concerning sources are rice-based products. Rice absorbs arsenic from soil. Root vegetables like carrots and sweet potatoes, they absorb heavy metals from soil. And fruit juices, concentrated heavy metals from multiple fruits. This doesn't mean these foods are off limits, but it means you need to be strategic about how and how often you serve them. Here's what the research suggests. Variety is your best protection. Don't feed your baby the same foods every day. Rotate between different vegetables, different grains, different proteins. This limits exposure to any single source of contamination. Choose whole foods you prepare yourself when possible, rather than processed baby food products. Fresh broccoli you steam yourself has lower heavy metal content than jarred broccoli puree that might have been sitting in a warehouse. Avoid rice-based products as much as possible, especially for babies under 1. Choose oatmeal, quinoa, or barley instead of rice cereal. Use regular pasta instead of rice pasta. Serve other grains instead of rice as a staple. And when you do buy packaged baby food, choose brands that test for heavy metals and publish their results. Some companies are more transparent than others, and consumer advocacy groups regularly publish reports on which brands have the lowest contamination levels. Now let me tie all of this together and give you an action plan because I don't want you to leave this video feeling overwhelmed or guilty. If you've been giving your baby some or all of these foods, you're not alone and you're not a bad parent. You've been trusting marketing, trusting what's on store shelves, maybe even trusting advice from healthcare providers who aren't up to date on the latest nutrition research. But now you know better, and that means you can do better starting today. Let's talk about what a truly healthy baby food approach looks like, because it's actually simpler and cheaper than the processed baby food industry wants you to believe. First principle, real food is always better than processed baby food. Your baby doesn't need special baby versions of food. They need real food, prepared appropriately for their developmental stage. A steamed carrot mashed with a fork is infinitely better than a pouch of carrot puree. A piece of ripe avocado is better than any store-bought baby food. Shredded chicken from your dinner is better than jarred baby food meat. The baby food industry has convinced parents that babies need special products. But the truth is, babies around the world have been eating family foods for millennia. You just need to make sure the food is soft enough, cut appropriately to prevent choking, and free from added salt, sugar, and honey, which is unsafe for babies under 1. Second principle, embrace the mess and the learning process. Yes, real food is messier than pouches. Yes, it takes longer. Yes, your baby will make a disaster of their high chair. But this mess is learning. They're developing fine motor skills, learning about textures, experiencing different foods, and building the foundation for healthy eating habits that will last a lifetime. When you prioritize convenience over development, giving pouches because they're clean, giving puffs because they're easy, you're sacrificing your child's learning for your comfort. Sometimes that's necessary, but it shouldn't be the default every single meal. Third principle, focus on nutrient density. Every bite your baby takes should be delivering maximum nutrition because their stomachs are small and their needs are high. This means prioritizing foods like avocado, salmon, eggs, full-fat dairy, dark leafy greens, berries, sweet potato, beans, and grass-fed meats. These foods provide healthy fats for brain development, protein for growth, iron for cognitive function, zinc for immune health, and a variety of vitamins and minerals that support every system in your baby's developing body. Compare that to rice cereal, puffs, and juice, empty calories that take up space without providing meaningful nutrition. Fourth principle, expose your baby to diverse flavors early and often. Research shows that babies have a critical window between 6 months and 2 years when they're most open to trying new flavors. After that window closes, pickiness increases dramatically. So this is your chance to build an adventurous eater. Don't limit your baby to sweet fruits and bland cereals. Give them bitter greens, savory meats, tangy yogurt, herbs, and spices, minus the salt and sugar. Let them taste what you're eating within reason. If you're having roasted broccoli with garlic, give them some. If you're making lentil soup, mash some up for them. They're learning what real food tastes like, and variety is key. Fifth principle, read labels obsessively. If you do buy any packaged baby food, and sometimes you will for convenience, become an expert label reader. The ingredient list should be short and contain only real foods you recognize. If you see added sugars under any name, sugar, corn syrup, fruit juice concentrate, cane juice, put it back. If you see preservatives, artificial flavors, or ingredients you can't pronounce, skip it. And don't be fooled by marketing claims on the front of the package. Organic, all-natural, no artificial ingredients, these mean nothing if the product is still nutritionally void or full of sugar. The only truth is in the ingredient list and nutrition facts panel. Sixth principle, prioritize iron-rich foods. Iron deficiency is the most common nutritional deficiency in babies and toddlers, and it has serious consequences for brain development and cognitive function. But you don't need iron-fortified processed cereals to meet your baby's iron needs. Red meat, poultry, fish, eggs, beans, lentils, tofu, and dark leafy greens all provide iron. Pair these with vitamin C-rich foods like berries, tomatoes, or bell peppers to increase iron absorption. This is real nutrition that also provides protein, healthy fats, and other essential nutrients, not just isolated iron added to processed grain. Seventh principle, make water the default beverage. From the moment your baby starts solids around 6 months, offer water with meals. Not juice, not flavored water, not milk alternative beverages, just plain water. This establishes the expectation that water is what we drink when you're thirsty, and it prevents the sweet beverage preference that leads to a lifetime of sugary drink consumption. Breast milk or formula should still be their primary beverage until 1 year, but offering small amounts of water with solid meals teaches them to drink water and helps prevent the constipation that sometimes comes with introducing solids. Now, let me address something important. What if your baby rejects real food and only wants the pouches, puffs, or sweet processed foods they're used to? This is common and it's not your fault, but you do need to address it because every day they're eating processed food is a day they're missing out on real nutrition. The solution is gradual transition with patience and consistency. Don't go cold turkey if your baby is completely dependent on processed foods. That will just create stress and power struggles. Instead, start mixing in real food alongside the familiar processed options. If they only eat puffs, start offering puffs alongside soft cooked vegetables. If they only drink from pouches, start offering both pouches and real mashed food. Gradually shift the ratio, more real food, less processed. Eventually, eliminate the processed options entirely. Yes, they might protest. They might refuse to eat for a meal or two. That's okay. Healthy babies will not starve themselves. When they're truly hungry and the only options are nutritious real foods, they will eat. Stay calm, stay consistent, and don't give in to tantrums or food strikes. You're the parent. You decide what's offered. They decide whether and how much to eat. This division of responsibility is crucial for developing healthy eating habits and preventing power struggles around food. Let me also address cost, because I know some parents worry that feeding babies real whole foods is more expensive than buying convenient baby food products. In reality, it's often cheaper. A whole avocado costs less than a pack of avocado pouches. A dozen eggs provides multiple meals for less than a box of processed baby snacks. Making your own baby food by steaming and mashing vegetables from your own meals costs pennies compared to jarred baby food. Yes, it requires more time and effort. Yes, it requires planning. But you're investing in your child's brain development, their future health, their relationship with food. That's worth the extra effort. And honestly, once you get into a rhythm, it's not that much harder. You're just giving them what you're already making for yourself, appropriately prepared. Here's your specific action plan starting today. First, go through your pantry and fridge right now. Pull out all the baby food products and read the labels. If they contain added sugars, if the ingredient list is long and processed, if they're low-fat versions, make a mental note that these need to be phased out. Second, make a list of real whole foods you can easily prepare for your baby. Think avocado, banana, steamed sweet potato, mashed beans, scrambled eggs, shredded chicken, full-fat plain yogurt, steamed broccoli, ripe pear, cooked pasta with olive oil. These become your staples. Third, plan one meal per day where you commit to serving only real whole foods. Maybe it's breakfast, scrambled eggs and mashed avocado. Or maybe it's dinner. Whatever you're eating, prepared appropriately for baby. Start with one meal and build from there. Fourth, if you're still buying any of the 7 harmful foods we discussed, make a plan to replace them. Instead of rice cereal, buy oat or quinoa cereal, or skip cereal entirely and go straight to real food. Instead of pouches, commit to preparing real food even when it's inconvenient. Instead of fruit juice, offer water and whole fruit. Instead of flavored yogurt, buy plain full fat and add your own fruit if needed. Fifth, educate anyone else who feeds your baby. Partner, grandparents, caregivers, share what you've learned. Explain why you're making these changes. Give them specific alternatives so they know what to offer instead. And finally, give yourself grace. You're not going to do this perfectly. There will be days when you're exhausted and you give the pouch because it's easy. There will be times when you're traveling and processed snacks are the only option. That's life. What matters is the overall pattern. Most meals, most days, prioritizing real, nutrient-dense foods. Your baby's brain is developing right now. Their taste preferences are being formed right now. Their relationship with food is being established right now. The choices you make today, what you put on their tray, what flavors you expose them to, what eating patterns you establish, these shape their health, their eating habits, and their brain development for the rest of their life. So yes, it matters what you feed your baby. It matters whether you give them processed puffs or real vegetables. It matters whether their yogurt is full of sugar or plain and nutrient-rich. It matters whether they're drinking juice or water. These seemingly small daily decisions compound over time into massive differences in outcomes. You have this brief, precious window from 6 months to 2 years where you have almost complete control over what goes into your baby's body. Use it wisely. Build the foundation for a lifetime of healthy eating. Give their developing brain the nutrition it desperately needs. Teach them that real food is delicious, that eating is enjoyable, that their body deserves to be nourished well. The baby food industry doesn't have your child's best interests at heart. They have profit margins to maintain. Pediatricians often don't have time to stay current on nutrition research. Well-meaning relatives are often repeating outdated advice. You have to be your child's advocate, educating yourself and making informed choices even when they're inconvenient. Your baby is counting on you to nourish them properly during this critical developmental window. You now have the knowledge to do exactly that. Starting today, make the shift. Your child's future self will thank you.